This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
The hail, there were some pieces that were record-breaking.
One
size
specifically,
hail.
New Canadian record holder.
How big was it?
Nearly 5 inches wide. It wasn't a perfect ball.
No.
So it had like a 5-inch wingspan almost. When you're thinking 5 inches, it wasn't like a bowling ball.
Okay.
But
Well, it just got us thinking about how the world works and that being created in the sky.
tripped you out.
It tripped me out a bit. I want to watch that happen. I want to watch the process of hail like that forming. We're asking you, what's something that you just can't wrap your head around? You've always wondered how things work.
So mine is, where does wind start? I get that.
Okay, I have a source. There's a wall, a secret wall that the wind comes out of, and it has a bunch of fans behind
It's
it.
got in a bunch of different settings. But I get why, like, when it's windy here, it's because there was a lot of wind, northwest of us yesterday or whatever. It makes sense, but where does it start?
Okay.
And maybe it just goes around and around. We are in a circle.
I have heard that it's windier here because there's less trees,
That makes sense, yeah.
but you're right. Where does it start? Does it start from above us? Does it start
I don't know.
at ground level?
I don't know, but it's tripped me out.
I get really tripped out by how vinyl records work. You're telling me that needle just touches a little groove and we hear a song that was recorded in either a studio or somebody's house? How did that get there?
That's fair. I like that one.
This text says, what's the deal with consciousness? We all have it. How do we get it? How does it work?
Good question.
Yeah, the brain is fascinating.
Shannon asked,
Asked, yeah.
not Shannon's ass. I'm not talking about that at all
No.
right now. Shannon asked, how do some people think their extremely slanted political sources are legit?
Ooh, yeah. People will just share things without fact checking. That's interesting to me.
Like, she continues, does my aunt think Rebel News is actually trying to report news, or is she just an a-hole? Thank you for the text, Shannon. I like that one.
Okay, we just got a text from Tips. Now, with their name being Tips.
Tips knows everything. It's kind of exhausting.
Yeah,
but we love
that's
him.
why the name is Tips.
Right.
Now, earlier we were talking about like how hail stays in clouds. We're dumb.
It doesn't?
No. Tip says they form as they fall, you guys. It's not just a cloud filled with ice balls. Okay, well, but think of how good that drink would be if you could have a cloud of ice balls.
I think
Pour some Coca-Cola in it.
pretty sure Starbucks has one of those.
The fear of long words is called hippopotamonstrospequiptalophobia.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And you'd never want to say that if you actually had it.
You'd be totally afraid of it.
Play 107, what's tripping you out this morning? The size of hail that fell, record-breaking for Canada from Monday night is what got us talking about this. We were just blown away by how hail even forms.
And weather in general, all those tornado warnings and the fact that it's out of our control.
Yeah.
Scary. Don't like trying to wrap my head around that.
This text says, I don't understand how people are proud of not reading.
I don't
true.
read. I don't read books.
That is a brag point that some people throw down that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I mean, there are people that prefer learning from audiobooks or podcasts, which is also fine, or watching the History Channel, Discovery, whatever your jam is. No judgment, but you're right. It's kind of weird when you're talking about your favorite book and then someone pipes up in the corner, I don't read. Okay, thanks, Jim.
Brad texted in and said, I don't understand how some drivers are under the impression it's okay to drive in the left lane and not pass. I'll just never understand that.
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're like, what? Where did you learn how to drive? Did somebody not tell you how the road works? Like, there are even signs. Slower traffic, keep right.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I mean, there are some times where I'm commuting and I get to my destination and I am like, oh, how did I get here?
Yeah.
I don't remember driving. So maybe that person that's on the road in that moment that's giving you extreme road rage,
Sure.
they're just out to lunch that day.
Yeah, and I've gotten in the left lane before and then kind of zoned out and then been like, oh, there's a car behind me that wants to pass. What am I doing?
Right.
So I guess maybe that's the majority of it is people just zoning out. What's tripping you out?
The thing that blows my mind, honestly, I do a little bit of amateur, studying in astrophysics. I find it just absolutely mind blowing, and the aspect that I find the most mind blowing is the size of stars. There's the stars in our universe that wouldn't even fit in our galaxy, and our galaxy is 110,000 light years across.
No, I don't like that.
Remember that time I was listening to a podcast about the size of the Titanic and I started dry heaving and had to like throw my phone across a field because I don't like thinking about things that are big.
You have megalophobia.
I do.
That's why you can't hang around with my arms.
I have to keep a very safe distance. I can't look in Ryder's general direction. It's too hard for me.
We are talking about things that people do that you think have serial killer vibes to them.
I just think people who are in their 40s who live with their parents or siblings alone give me a serial killer vibe.
Great answer.
Okay, I love it. Thanks, Sean. Have a great day.
Thanks for starting it off hot. Appreciate it.
Remember that study that was done?
That's a good one.
They were saying, scientists, that people that drink their coffee black are more likely to be a psychopath.
Really?
Yeah, you drink black coffee.
Yeah, that's because if I drink milk, I'd just be in the toilet the whole show.
True. Okay, fine.
780-784-7107. This text says, when people hold hands while walking in a busy place, whoever's idea it was to hold the hands I don't trust.
What do you mean? That's smart. If it's a busy place, don't you want to hold someone's hands so you don't lose them?
No, like you're just blocking traffic. You can't pass people. People can't pass you. Like at K-Days when it's really busy.
Or when like a family of 5, they're all in a line holding hands. It's like,
Serial
are we
killer.
playing Red Rover in West Edmonton Mall right now? I don't have time for this.
So the text says, whoever's idea it was to hold hands I don't trust, the other person will be their first target. Great text.
Can I contribute one? Mm-hmm. People who whistle in public bathrooms. To me,
Okay.
it gives off I'm plotting something. I get maybe you're just trying to fill the silence or you're uncomfortable in public washrooms, you're pee shy, whatever it is. I'm going to like it one
Yeah,
bit.
that's a good one. Jill texted and said, people who do impressions even when others are obviously annoyed by them. That's
Yeah,
a great
when
answer.
you can't get the hint that everyone's annoyed.
Man, I had a guy who he did a smash up Donald Trump impression. And he could tell that I thought it was funny the first time. It was at a wedding dance. 4 hours later, the guy's still just standing by me doing the impression. Like, I ended up leaving the wedding dance because I was just done with this impression.
Shane says people who put their milk in before the cereal, I don't believe that that's a thing. You have to put the cereal in
Yeah,
first.
I don't understand that one either. Who are we speaking with?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Oh, sorry. It's Monica. How are you?
Good, Monica. What do you got for us?
So mine is when people eat, like, finger foods, like chicken strips and, like, wings and pizza with a knife and fork.
Good answer.
Ooh, that's a really good answer.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Right?
creepy. We had a roommate who did that with pizza every night.
Okay, you wanna-
I
No.
watched him eat a hamburger from McDonald's
No.
with a knife and fork once.
This is what our roommate used to do, Monica. He would get McDonald's delivered to the house and then he would plate it on like a legit plate from the kitchen. That also to me is giving weird vibes, man.
Yeah, I like
know
like
what?
those answers.
Super scary is that my husband does this. Like, and I'm like, I'm married to this man. And
Watch
he'll,
your
like,
back.
literally get a piece of pizza and, like, grab his knife and fork. He's like, well, it's hot. I don't want to burn my fingers.
Run
Yeah,
now.
you better keep a knife underneath your side of the bed.
Thanks for the call, Monica. Appreciate you.
Have a good day. Bye.
Right. Okay, I've got another one I'd like to add to the list.
Okay.
So we're talking things that give off serial killer vibes.
I know what you're going to say. People that don't own a TV.
No, that's a good one, though. When there's an empty parking lot, a near empty parking lot, and someone chooses to park right next to another car.
Oh, that's a good one. And you don't even have to see this person. You can be
Yeah.
coming back to your vehicle after you purchase something or go into a store and you notice the car beside you and you write down their license plate.
Yeah, like why?
just in case.
Why there, bro?
Chris said everyone in message requests. Okay, that's different for us because a lot of
Our listeners will
Yes.
reach out to us, yeah.
But I can understand why.
Otherwise, yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be like, who is trying to message me on my social media? Go away.
Kelsey, what gives off serial killer vibes to you?
Well, I think, anyways, people who, when you're thirsty, you drink a big glass of white cow's milk. Like, it's a little off-putting to me. I watched my cousin do it the other day, and I was like, oh, that's weird, dude.
Yeah,
Just
like, I
a
always
big
knew-
old glass.
I always knew something was off
Yeah.
with you.
Okay, have you ever tried this,
Yeah.
though? You get a frosty mug, and then you hit it straight from the cow into the frosty mug?
That's disgusting.
No.
Definitely not straight from the cow.
No,
I'm just kidding. I've never done that.
please stop.
I'm also lactose intolerant, so I don't know. That probably wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Thank you for the call. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Kelsey.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, Randy's text is so funny. They wrote in saying the people watchers at the mall food court looking for their next victim.
Yeah.
It's so weird when someone's in the food court but they're not eating New York fries.
What are
That's
you
what-
doing? You're just sitting there smelling all the food that you want to eat?
Everybody gets the New York fries, but I will say serial killer vibes when people get New York fries and they smother it with vinegar to the point where it's like fry soup. Don't like that.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's bad vibes, man.
John says the dudes who stand right next to you at a urinal when there are other empty options
Is that
close
a
by.
thing? That's not a thing.
It is a thing
Really?
occasionally. Yeah. And you wonder what's going on. Maybe they
They want to feel close to someone.
or there's like a better urinal puck.
Oh.
Maybe.
What does the puck do?
De-stinkifies. So it doesn't smell like pee.
Okay, so you usually probably have to use the ones with the freshest puck
What?
because you're dehydrated all the time, right?
Why would you say that? That's really rude.
Well, that's what I've been told. Like everyone at work has claimed
Says that I have stinky pee.
Yeah, that
Nobody's ever said that.
Everyone's like that Ryder guy either eats a lot of asparagus or has never had a glass of water in his life.
Lisa, I'm a sex symbol. You can't be spreading rumors like this.
You tell people my natural deodorant doesn't work.
That's because your natural deodorant doesn't work. That's just an observation. You're literally making things up.
Tawanga wrote in saying people, again, we're talking about vibes that give off serial killer energy.
Making up rumors.
People that go rock, paper, scissors, shoot instead of just rock, paper, scissors. I'm prepared to die on this hill. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Especially when they say shoot after. Where were you raised?
Yeah, like this is not part of the game, but okay.
94-year-old Vin Scully passed away. He was a legendary baseball broadcaster, 67 seasons.
There's something about a baseball broadcaster, the voice. It's so soothing.
Yeah, it's peaceful. Like,
really is.
I love napping to baseball because their voices will ramp up when something awesome happens, and you can kind of wake up and see what's going on, and then just drift back into a peaceful nap.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're genuinely enjoying the sport. They love it so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's so good.
He had a really interesting quote. He passed away on Tuesday. He said this a while ago, but I just thought it was pretty powerful and some words to live by. So he survived his own tragedies. His first wife, Joan, passed away at the age of 35, and his son, Michael, died at 33.
Oh, no.
But he was committed to never indulge himself in self-pity. This was his quote. If you're going to ask, why me, then you also have to ask the same question when fortunes come my way. So why me? Why, with the millions and millions of more deserving people, would a red-haired kid with a hole in his pants and his shirt tail hanging out playing stickball in the streets of New York wind up in Cooperstown, which is the Baseball Hall of Fame? Why me indeed? So I just thought it's a simple little quote, but
It's like a glass half full kind of mentality.
yeah. And just when tragedy comes, it's pretty easy to say, why did this happen to me? But also a lot of good things happen in our lives that we can say the same thing about. So why would you? You know what I mean?
Wow. I like that a lot. Where did you see that? That was just
Just
you just Googled him or?
posted on Twitter. Yeah, I was just reading. James Duthie from TSN actually posted it.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty powerful quote. You're a little bit jealous, asking lots of questions about my day yesterday. I went out to Century Mile to meet a bunch of the horses. And man, I want to start by saying I know that there are a lot of people that don't like sports that involve horses, right? Mm-hmm. I have never seen animals taken that good of care of. And all they want to do is run. So, like, it works. In my opinion, horse racing is a fairly ethical sport in comparison to some other things that, you know, people put themselves through, what animals have to go through.
So you were behind the scenes with the horses in the stable. And
it was so
tell
fun.
me everything, because I've never experienced that. I've actually never been in a stable with a horse before, which is wild because they're definitely one of my favorite animals.
Yeah. Well, the Canadian Derby's coming up, which runs in Edmonton and always has. I think it's like the 94th year in a row that Edmonton's hosted the Canadian Derby.
It always looks so fun because people will go and they'll wear those big hats. They'll dress up.
And all in all, it was just amazing. I got to walk around the stable and meet a bunch of the horses. They all have ridiculous and awesome names. There was one that his name was Biggie that I was really attached to. He just won last weekend, so he was kind of gloating around there. You could tell like he had some extra swag. He was getting better treats this week.
Is it true that the bigger the butt, the faster the horse?
I asked that because I know that you've said that numerous times, and the response was, if that was the case, there'd be a lot more people that are really rich off of betting on horses,
right?
Because they could just go and spend a lot of money on that.
And if you were training a horse, you'd make it do more squats.
There's also a rumor that something to do with their ears makes a big difference. You know?
Yeah, we heard that from a friend whose dad always wins, always bets on the right ones, and he never told his son like what his trick was, and then randomly one day he just in passing said, "You got to look at their ears." What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that? He's just screwing with them. But all in all, it was awesome. Very excited to be a part of it and get to go behind the scenes there. And they run on August 20th, if I'm not mistaken, is the Canadian Derby.
There was a horse there named Lisa.
Mm-hmm. It was the nicest smelling Lisa I had been around in a long time. Actually, I made that joke on Instagram yesterday. You didn't like it then either.
Nope.
Play 107, Ryder and Lisa, the 90s at 9.
You're not golfing today. I know you planned on being in a tournament, but it's just not going to happen.
Is it that brutal out?
Oh, the weather. No. I meant because you have a big stain on your shirt and you look like an idiot. Just kidding. No, I meant the weather. But there is also a stain on your shirt. Just a heads up.
So you weren't kidding when you said, haha, just kidding, after pointing out this. But no, there is a stain on a shirt.
I'm actually not joking.
And I do look like an idiot, so you weren't joking.
Or was I?
No, I see the stain. I know that you weren't kidding.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.